So there's a concept in management that if you can find another company that can make a component that you need in your product, but they can do it better and at lower cost,
sure,
you should never do it yourself. You should outsource it to them. And so what very often happens, and this really did happen for the consumer products of Dell, they could find somebody outside who can do every piece better than Dell could. And so they outsourced everything. And every time they outsourced something, Dell lost its ability to do it themselves. Right? So in the end, by doing what everybody said you should do, you left a company that couldn't do anything. McDonnell Douglas did the same thing. Mm-hmm. As they went from the DC-3 to 4 to 5 all the way up to the DC-10, they outsourced more and more and more. And every time they outsourced, they could let people go. They could get assets off the balance sheet. And so by the time they got to the DC-10, they didn't do anything. There was no company left. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And in our personal lives, we do the very same thing. So if I, in our neighborhood, have a landscaper who is better at it, cheaper at it, then we outsource it.
Right.
You know, and every time we wash our dishes in the dishwasher, we outsource to whoever it is who made that marvelous little device, you know. And we outsource the washing of our clothing to Whirlpool. And so as we have become more prosperous, we outsource more and more and more of the work that a couple of generations ago had to be done with great work inside the home. And you don't think about this as necessarily a bad idea, but little by little, we've outsourced almost all of the work in our homes, and really all that is left to do is to clean up our mess, and most of us don't do that very well, you know. And when we outsource work and don't replace it with other difficult, ambiguous, demanding assignments, then we don't have the ability as we grow up to do complicated, unstructured problems. It used to be that the children had to work for the parents, and now the parents work for the children. Mm-hmm. And there's a concept called soccer moms that was never in our vocabulary 50 years ago, but now it fundamentally defines, in many ways, what suburban mothers are trying to achieve, and that is to provide all of the opportunities that our child ever might want. And so these kids who don't have to do complicated things hit their last year in high school, and they have all of these decisions. Maybe I ought to go to college. I don't know what I want to do in college. You know, I never was good at school.
Improving their capabilities.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So maybe I should go into develop a trade or something. But that's hard work, man. And then, well, should I flip hamburgers? No, I need something more sophisticated than that, you know. And so there's a whole generation of young people who simply don't know what to do or how to do it because they have no self-esteem, because they haven't done complicated things in their lives. It's a tough problem. I think it's harder to be a parent today than ever before, but it's because society have got to the point where the fundamental experiences that young people have to need in order to wrestle with life as life presents itself